11th of June. Cherskiy, Keperem, Anadyr. After a night of midnight sun at 69 degrees north, the morning was clear and cold. Surprise, surprise, no running water in the flat. Russia, crazy country, and a shrug of the shoulders was the only response we got from the landlord. We breakfasted on cake and dried bread and went to the airport in the most decrepit bus in the world. Definitely the tattiest of the trip thus far. How it got underway defied logic. The river besides the runway flows very slowly and trudgily along, almost filled with pack ice, emphasising the cold, hostile environment of the north. The authorities have a novel method of disposal of unwanted, crashed aircraft and other large items. They are simply towed out onto the ice in winter, and then when the thaw melts the ice, in theory, they sink to oblivion. That's the theory at least. However, they should have first checked that the water was sufficiently deep to cover the junk left on the ice. Dozens of old aircraft could be seen sticking skywards out of the water at odd angles in a higgledy-piggledy fashion. After refuelling the aircraft, we were presented with an enormous bill. The Met forecast to Keperem, 120 miles away, was quoted as 1,200,000 rubles for each aircraft. By noon, after 4 hours of haggling, an agreement on payment had been reached, whereby we would pay 2,700,000 rubles for landing and refueling, 3,050,000 rubles for air navigation charges, plus 3,600,000 rubles for the KVOK, the quickest meteorological method of reporting that the cloud and visibility are okay for flight. Met forecast. The overall charge of £1,170 for a short overnight visit did seem excessive, but we paid and were glad to be on our way southwards again. Initially, the short 1 hour 20-minute trip to Keperem took us over bare tundra and frozen lakes, followed by increasingly lofty mountains. The airfield proved to be another primitive shingle strip with lots of mosquitoes and dry dust blowing everywhere. Around a third of the settlement population of 600 work at the airport, which serves 1 or 2 movements a day, a throwback from communism, where every worker was guaranteed a job, but not economically viable in today's world. None of the Aeroflot employees had been paid this year, and we were odds to see how they could continue in that fashion. The airport manager was a charming individual who wanted us to buy the airfield and not just use it for a while. Yuri protested at the initial sum demanded, and Bill pretended to faint but eventually agreed after an hour of discussion on a figure of 1,700,000 rubles, £215, which did not include a charge for meteorology, as we did not want to buy the Met Office. Said and Tony continued southeasterly across a desolate frozen landscape towards the Bering Sea area of the Pacific Ocean to Anadyr on the coast. Alas, no white sands or palm trees, only frozen sea stretching to infinity. Anadyr is the airhead of the Far East for military conscripts and boasts an asphalt concrete runway with enormous dusty shingle parking areas to cater for the heavy traffic of both fixed and rotary wing civil and military aircraft. Attempts are made to decrease the billowing dust whenever prop wash disturbs the loose, dry surface by full-time use of a sprinkler truck dousing the dispersal with a fine spray of water. Despite assurances of the availability of B-91, there is no supply at Anadyr. Yuri spent long frustrating hours talking to Moscow military control without success, even after being informed that B-91 was being sent from a close-by army base. We all spoke to our wives via the SATCOM to keep them updated of progress, but didn't mention the fuel problem. Accommodation in the airport hotel, barrack block, was the best we had been allocated for some time. Renovation work was in progress. Maintenance was underway in most of the rooms and were given a fresh lick of paint. The shared rooms were equipped with a shower cubicle. However, inspection revealed that no water supply or shower head had ever been installed. Food was scarce, and it appeared that most customers brought their own supplies for the kitchen staff to prepare. We did eventually dine on smash, reconstituted potato, and 2 frankfurters accompanied by a slice of Swiss roll we had brought from Cherskiy.